You're listening to Beyond the Plate with Andrew Kaplan. This sounds so weird. You're listening to Beyond the Plate with Cappy.
Hey everyone, this is Cappy, and you're listening to Just the Plate, a production of Beyond the Plate. Just the Plate is a short segment where chefs describe a recipe, sharing insider tips and tricks on what makes this their favorite dish. Today you'll hear from Chef Michael Solomonov. If you missed last week's episode with Mike, please be sure to check that out. Mike is one half of CookNSolo Restaurant Partners and the executive chef and co-owner of Zahav, Philadelphia's pioneering modern Israeli restaurant. He's a 4-time James Beard Award winner, including Outstanding Chef in 2017 and Best Chef Mid-Atlantic in 2011. Solomonov's first cookbook, Zahav, A World of Israeli Cooking, co-authored with Stephen Cook, won James Beard Awards for Book of the Year and Best International Cookbook. CookNSolo Restaurant Partners also owns Philadelphia's, and now Miami, Federal Donuts, Dizengoff, Abe Fisher, Goldie, and Rooster Soup Company. Rooster Soup is a classic luncheonette with a philanthropic mission. They donate 100% of their profits to support Philadelphia's most vulnerable citizens. All right, really quick, here's the lowdown. We do these Just the Plate episodes for many reasons. There's something about a personal dish that has meaning sometimes not only behind the actual dish, as you will hear in this episode, but also oftentimes a dish carries some form of meaning, memory, and or experience to a chef and their family and friends. It's not necessarily a best-selling dish on a menu or one that is in a cookbook. Rather, in this case, one the chef literally cooks at his home. This happens to be a one-pot dish. These are the best because, well, not so many dishes to clean up. So in this episode, Mike takes us through a dish that is not on his menu at any of his restaurants, but one he does in fact cook at home for his 2 kids. The dish is called Tabit. It is a chicken and rice style dish made popular by Iraqi Jews. Think of it as what arroz con pollo is to Spain and Latin America, and many other countries having their version of chicken and rice. Now I'll stop talking, but get hungry.
One of my favorite things to cook ever in my apartment for my kids is Tabit. T-A-B-I-T. It's sort of like the Iraqi Sabbath stew. Every sort of culture has got the thing that you put in the pot or in the oven on Friday as the sun is going down that is cooks overnight at a very low temperature and is ready to go on Saturday. Moroccans have chamin, the Ashkenazi or the Europeans have cholent. Tabit is an Iraqi version of that. It's sort of like arroz con pollo, chicken skins, rice, chicken thighs, whatever you got basically laying around, and it's this sort of layered one-pot casserole situation, which is awesome. One, because you can manage to put a bunch of stuff in there and like one of my 2 kids will more than likely eat some of it. And also you can just stick a lid on it when it's done and then you like put it back in the fridge and you kind of eat out of it because like leftovers are the shit, right? And it's only one pot to clean up. What's also cool is that you can use like chicken thighs, bone in, skin on chicken thighs. Season them with paprika, maybe a little nutmeg, a little bit of coriander, a little bit of turmeric and salt, and let them like sit out and fester slightly for a couple hours. And then sear them in a pan or in like a little sort of pot with a little bit of olive oil. Low temperature, skin side, letting them get like brown, letting the fat render. And then I yank them out, let them chill on a plate, those thighs, and then I throw in chopped onions, a lot of garlic, maybe even some eggplant if I've got some around, and some carrots, and I sweat those with a little bit more of the spices that I put on the chicken, and cook them until they're almost caramelized. And then I throw in rice. I'll do 4 chicken thighs, 2 cups of rice. I like to use jasmine rice that's been rinsed, and I coat it with all the fat that rendered from the chicken, plus the olive oil, plus all the vegetables. And then I put the thighs back in there, and then I'll add 4 cups of water. I can throw in a bay leaf, maybe a little bit of black pepper. If you got some like leftover like kale that's like on its way out, throw that in there as well. Instead of water, if you've got chicken stock, great. If you've got some tomato puree or tomato juice, great. Steaming rice with carrot juice is like the single dankest thing ever. It's so good. So I'll put that in there, stir it around a little bit, bring it up to a simmer, and then wrap it twice with aluminum foil. And I just like a really tight seal. And even if I put a lid on it, I'll still wrap it one time at least with the foil. And then I put it into an oven pan that's been preheated to 300 degrees, and I let it cook for, 25 minutes or so. You can yank it out, take a look. If all the moisture is absorbed, great. If not, put it in for increments of 5 minutes. All the liquid has absorbed and the rice is plump and smelling delicious. Yank it out, let it rest covered for at least 10 minutes, and then you can yank off the pot and fluff it. And then at that point, I'll add tons of dill, tons of parsley. Savory is really, really, really good. Or even a little bit of dried za'atar is fantastic. Serve it up, voila. Like I said, when your kids decide to boycott and don't eat it and instead serve frozen nuggets, it makes really good leftovers. All right? So let me know how it goes.
So here's the deal. I made this dish and I have to tell you, it's delicious. If you go to our website at www.beyondtheplatepodcast.com, you can check out some pics from me cooking it, as well as the recipe that I wrote up so you can make it at home. You can find more on Chef Mike Solomonov and his restaurants at www.cooknsolo.com. That's cook, the letter N, solo.com. We've been receiving some great emails and pics from people who have made Rachel Ray's carbonara from episode 002, as well as Andrew Zimmern's Chairman Mao-style red braised chicken in episode 004. Keep them coming. This episode was produced by Ian Cohen, Joe Yeaton, aka The Wizard, and me. Thank you all. You can find me and keep up to date with this podcast across all social media platforms at On Cappy's Plate. Please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast on your listening site of choice. Thank you for listening to Just the Plate, a production of Beyond the Plate. I'm Cappy.